Lauren.
Hello, Nat.
Well, this is a very special episode since the intro is the episode, technically.
Exactly.
I'm so excited. Okay, so we have been tasked with a topic today, which usually we don't take requests from the audience, which we should. Maybe this will start the trend.
Oh, yeah. Like, hey, why don't you guys tell us about...
Insert your random topic here.
Yeah, whatever it might be. Because we could probably talk about any topic.
We could.
This should be a challenge we should put out into the Twiniversity world.
I like that.
If we can complete a challenge, like, tell us something to talk about.
All right, I like this. So if you choose to accept our challenge, then you could slide into our DMs on any social platform and give us a topic that you want us to discuss. It will be Nat and Lauren's Magic Hour. We can make anything happen.
We could talk about anything. We really could.
Honestly, truthfully, real estate, check. Food, check. Travel, check. Kids, check. What can't? I don't think I would feel comfortable talking about global economic relations. I don't think I could do that.
That's something, don't put that on the list, people, please.
I don't think I could speak a lot about archaeology.
No, math. I mean, I don't. No.
Unless it's like girl math, like, how many pounds of chicken do I need to buy for the party I'm having this weekend?
Yeah, to feed my 4 children.
That I could do. Yeah, there's I think gardening we could both do.
Oh, absolutely. Pets. Yeah, pets, crafting. I like to do some crafting.
We could.
Entertainment.
It's a lot.
We are our own entertainment.
We are. We don't need actual entertainment. We are the entertainment. So yeah, so challenge, guys. Send us something, but don't be silly about it because you know that we can't talk about everything.
And talk about something silly. That's an easy one.
All right, but today's topic, we have been tasked with discussing what happens after the dark years with twins. So that's a broad statement, but I'm going to assume that we're talking about after the first 3 years.
Yes, I would assume that as well.
Do you think it should go higher, like 4 or 5, or even 2?
I think the first 3 years are really obviously the first year is the most challenging.
Yeah.
But then like 2 and 3 in general, it's like you got to keep these little beings alive and safe and like not hurting themselves, and because they become mobile and they have opinions. And so that in itself is a different type of challenge.
It really is. Well, as the saying goes, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems.
Absolutely.
When do you think that things really took a turn for you? Okay, well, hold on. Wait, we didn't do an intro. Hi, guys. I'm Natalie Dales, founder of Twiniversity, blah, 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 blah. My twins are 755 years old. Lauren, you go.
Hi, I'm Lauren Oak. I am a birth postpartum doula, CLC, and a gentle sleep coach. And my kids are a year younger, so they're 754 years old.
Sounds good. I don't know the number I just said, so we'll take it. But our kids are big. Our kids are in college. We have lived to tell. And interestingly, we have worked our entire times through as we were raising our kids.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people would have thought from the outside that I was a stay-at-home mom. Like, I don't think many people knew that I was working.
Well, because you didn't have a traditional job where you were like clocking in at an office. And like, I was technically a stay-at-home mom, but I did work part-time here and there. I worked with Twiniversity. I did other
more than part-time, girl. I hate to break it to you. Let me not make a list of all the jobs that you've had.
But I never had like a traditional job either, where I was clocking in from 9 to 5. I kind of did it around the kids' schedule. And it wasn't until about 7 years ago that I was like, I'm going to work like 40 hours a week out of the house. Although my full-time job now still isn't traditional and I don't have traditional hours, but and my husband still says it's not a real job because I love it. And you shouldn't like your job. You shouldn't like your job. So on top of dealing with my twins, I have to deal with him.
Ugh. These boys.
I know.
They're so silly. My husband literally called Twiniversity a hobby.
Yeah,
for probably 8 years.
He thinks it's a hobby.
I said, okay, babe.
That's what Dan thinks it is too, a hobby. So we have that on top of dealing with multiple children.
Namaste. Okay. Yeah. So when do you think it got easier for you? Like if you think about your history with your twinnies, what year do you think things really started taking a turn for the better?
when I could get a break from them for multiple hours of day. So like school age, like they went to preschool when they were, I dropped them off for like an hour and a half twice a week when they were 2. And
Okay.
then when they were 3, they went for like 3 hours twice a week. And then when they were 4, they went 5 days a week for 3 hours. And it was like, oh, and then kindergarten, oh my God, that was a game changer. When they
That
were
was
out of the
crazy.
house all day, every day, 5 days a week. And, props to the homeschool crowd out there. I could never do it. That's not for me. I needed a break from them. I loved them to death, but like I needed a break because I was constantly on because I was the one. My husband was working multiple jobs out of the house and I was just constantly I felt like I was doing everything for them.
Yeah.
And in twin moms fashion, I felt that I needed to do it all. Like I'm a little, let me do it. I do it better.
Yeah.
And of course that brings on a lot of burnout with that. And I definitely burnt out and didn't ask for help and didn't look for help. And although the few times I did look for help, I got shot down. So like, then I was like, why bother asking for help? It's just more of a headache.
Isn't that
So for
horrible?
years, it is, I know.
We
So,
did the same thing, but like honestly, and like my family lives in the same building, but yet I didn't want to ask them for anything because I felt that they just didn't do it right and I just have to do it again. And then I got aggravated.
Exactly. And I think that is very twin mom. That's a scenario with, I work with a lot of twin moms doing postpartum care, and a lot of them, even the mom I'm working with now is like, oh, I'll do that. I'm like, I'm here. You're paying me. Like, let me do it. Let me do your laundry. Let me unload your dishwasher. Let me wash your pump parts.
Yeah.
As she's like literally falling asleep on the couch talking to me. So I think that's
tough.
just a twin mom thing that Mother Nature puts in our brain, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not into her sometimes. Sometimes she makes us do crazy things, but that was definitely one of them. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this today, as a matter of fact, literally while getting my hair did. When the kids were 3, I put them into a preschool program, and it was 2 days a week for 3 hours. And for the first few weeks, we sat outside the classroom. Okay. So, but it was every other mother, for the record. It wasn't just me being a crazy one. It was all the mothers. We had decided we just put up folding chairs and we were just going to sit outside. And then the teacher was like, guys, they could see you through the window. Yeah. Like, could you not?
Get out of here.
Could you not sit here?
Worse.
Yes. Do you know what I did on my very first hour with no children in school? Do you know what I did with that time?
What?
I got my nose pierced.
Oh, look at
One
you.
talk about like, I was like, I always wanted to do this since I was 16 years old. My mother can't hit me with a shoe, although she did when I got home, even though I was, 30 years old. But that is what I did with the very first time. I didn't know what to do. And I was so overwhelmed.
You went.
Yeah. Well, hi. We were in the East Village. So it's like captive, like piercing.
What can you do there?
Yeah, I could have a gyro. I could have a $36 cup of coffee. At the time, there was a place called Peanut Butter and Grill, or I get my nose pierced. Yes. But I got it at like an adult place. So it was like real jewelry. Yes. It wasn't like, this thing that's going to turn your face green. But then, totally side note, the day that my friend Lara got married, she had her wedding on the same day as my cousin's wedding. And so I had to get changed in the car between the two weddings because I had to wear like there was a theme wedding and then I didn't want to have a theme for the other wedding.
Okay.
And when I was changing my clothes in the car, my nose ring slipped out and I lost that original nose ring.
Oh, no.
And don't judge me, everybody. But that nose ring was like $250 because it was a beautiful little flower diamond and they were real teeny tiny little diamonds because I'm like, you know what? I'm spending this money on myself. Like I didn't know what to do and I just spent a lot of money on things I totally didn't need. But I loved that nose ring and I had it maybe like 10 years and then I lost it in the grass in New Jersey. No. I'm still sad. My husband's like, go back. Go get another one.
Get a metal detector and find it.
I should go back to Lara's house. She still lives in that house. But now I like the one that I have now. That's like the little triple one.
I just have an Amazon little.
This is Amazon too. What are you talking about? I'm not paying nothing on anyone.
I do want a hoop. So next time
I'll bring you a hoop. I'll bring you a hoop this weekend and you try it out. And then if you don't like it, I'll bring you this exact one because I buy them like 4 at a time.
We'll be twins. We'll be twins.
I love it. All right. We digress.
Anyway.
So that is what I did, but when it got easier, and then each time I was away from them, I found that it did get better. But I
Yes.
never used that downtime as downtime. I
No,
would
me
then
either.
go do grocery shopping,
Yep.
or I would like online wasn't, I'm not saying that Amazon didn't exist, but guys, this was,
But it wasn't like it
17
was.
years
This is
ago.
back in the dark ages.
Yeah.
Before Amazon. Oh my God, if Amazon was around when my kids were little,
I would have been poor.
oh, yeah,
I literally would have been
I
selling
think
an
I would have
organ.
had a little bit more sanity because I was dragging these kids to like Babies R Us to go get diapers and formula and stuff.
That was ridiculous. It really is true. Diapers, you'd have to go to Target
The
or you'd
Target
have
or
to go to
Babies R
Walmart.
Us.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we had many things. Like we didn't have
Delivery?
crap
No.
shipped in.
I
Oh,
wish.
that's true. But I would have spent a lot more money.
Oh, definitely. I would
I
have been
spend money on baby stuff now and I have no babies. Literally. Like that's it. As I just told you, I bought new bottles this week. The fancy Italian Ghoul Cola bottles so I could try them. I'm like, I wonder what Amazon thinks, like the recommended
Someone looked at,
products.
yeah. They're
You
like,
don't know with me.
"Baby?" Yeah, no. I have so many random things that I'm buying. So I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
When it got better, I know that there was different levels, right? So there's that first level of like preschool, and you have that little taste of freedom, and
Yes.
things got a little bit better. Was there another level up? Do you feel like
Yes.
like you've leveled up 1,000 times? And
Yes.
what were those levels? Like what was the
Okay, the
steps?
first thing was when I could leave them home and go to the store without them.
When was that?
Well, it was back before they had cell phones. We did not, although I had a cell phone, but we did not have a landline in the house. And I
Okay.
think they were like, I want to say 6th grade.
Okay.
And now I have all girls.
Okay.
And my daughter, Emily, is Miss Tomboy Sports Girl, and she joined the football team.
Yes.
And we would have to go to football practice Monday through Friday for like 3 hours. And it was torture. It was like 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And I'd have to take Abigail with me. And I had a younger daughter, Molly. And we'd pack up dinner. And that's where, and my husband was working until like 10 o'clock at night. So that's where we spent Monday through Friday. And Abigail was the same age as Emily. And she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to stay home. I want to watch TV. I want to relax. And so I got them a track phone.
Beautiful.
And basically they could call me or 911. So I left her home with the track phone and she was like, I was like, don't answer the door.
Yeah.
Come call me if there's a problem. There was never a problem. And I was 10 minutes away. I could really get over there. But that was my first testing the waters where.
How old were they?
6th grade, 11,
That's
12.
not bad at all.
Yeah.
There's kids that are left earlier than that. I don't think I even did that. I think my kids, when they were allowed to be left in the apartment by themselves, they were also allowed to take the train by themselves. I went for an all or nothing approach.
Well, Manhattan's different. Like, I'm on Long Island in the suburbs. It is relatively safe, knock on wood. But, things do happen.
Lauren, I live in the building with my whole family. What was I
Yeah.
doing? They could have been 5
Yeah.
and been fine.
I think I left them for like 5 minutes to go get like a gallon of milk at the store. And I was like, lock the doors, don't answer, like pretend like no one's home if someone comes to the door. They were also instructed, God forbid, the house go on fire or something,
Yes.
run across the street to Corinne's house. And so
Yes.
they knew that was like a thing. But being able to like, the other thing is when I didn't have to use car seats.
True.
I could just be like, or carry a diaper bag around. I was just be like, all right, get your seatbelts on, let's go.
Yeah.
Getting them in
I
the
forgot about the car
car.
seats. That was
Like-
very liberating.
I didn't have to buckle everybody in. They could buckle
Yes.
themselves in, even though they were still in like a booster, but they could buckle themselves in. That was a sense of freedom.
Yeah. I would have used a stroller till they were in 6th grade, though.
I did use a stroller for years and years. Like I would have, so.
But
'cause it
we
was just
tend to.
me.
Twin parents tend to
yes.
use. Yes. So,
Yes,
like,
and I see that.
to our defense, it is globally recognized that
Yes.
parents of multiples use strollers longer just because you're basically traveling with the circus and it's
Yep.
easier
And you
to
need to
keep
contain
everybody
them.
contained. Yeah.
Yep. Whereas I see a lot of moms I work with a lot of moms who they're having their second baby and they're like, I'm going to get a double stroller. And the first thing I say to them is, does your first one go in the stroller right now?
Yeah.
And they'll say, no. I said, well, what do you think they're just all of a sudden going to go in the stroller?
right?
I said, "Why? Be realistic. You're going to be fighting it, like trying to wrestle an alligator into a stroller with a newborn. Is it going to be worth it?"
I didn't miss that. I don't miss
Yeah.
wrestling to get
No.
them into the stroller. I
Yeah. Or
couldn't
when
wait
they're
for that.
surfboard style,
Yes.
and you try to get them in the car seat,
Full
and you're like,
this.
"Get in."
Lauren, I can't even tell you. I remember where I was. I had to put my knee into her like belly to get her in the stroller, and she just wouldn't do it. And
Like,
then yes. And then she was sliding out. Oh, it was so bad. And Anna looked like a maniac when she was little with her crazy little orphan Annie hair. And like we always put it in like Shrek ears or whatever. I don't know how anybody didn't call the cops on me, but I remember I was on the corner
yes.
of Lafayette and Bleecker Street, and she just went bananas. And she's like, I want to get out. And I'm like, you can't get out. We're crossing the street. It's rush hour. Like Johnny was sleeping. I couldn't play like grab a baby. It was horrible. That was a low point. That whole day was a mess. I could tell you. I don't know why I remember that day. I can't remember what I had for dinner last night, but I can remember it's weird that
definitely. Day. Yeah. So I think like a lot of those things where like we were physically having to handle kids.
Yes.
Because it's physically demanding. You're going in two different directions. You're picking two kids up. It's just a different form of exhaustion. Because like when they're little and you're just trying to feed them constantly, change diapers, burp babies, that's different. When they're like physically running away from you or challenging you, that's a whole different ballgame.
I can't take it.
They might sleep through the night and take a good 2-hour nap, but when they're up, it's like they're up.
But the people have to stay strong with that. Could we just like talk about that for a second? If you give in, I'm not saying that you don't have empathy and you don't have compassion. No. So do not hear that. But when these potatoes choose violence,
which
you have to literally just put a boundary and be like, this is a deal breaker. We don't do that. That's not a thing we do in our house.
No. And they will challenge you over and over again. And you will tell them. It's not like they're going to be like, okay, you said that. That's okay. I'm going to. Because they're humans and they have opinions and they want to test boundaries and they want to see how far they can go. They want to push your buttons. God, and then when one starts behaving, then the other one is going to start pushing the buttons.
They still do that, for the record. Yeah. So fast forward 20 million years. I don't remember how old our kids are. But fast forward, like if I'm mad at Johnny, Anna is like the sweetest child that's ever existed.
They know.
And she is literally going to win an award for best daughter of the
child on earth,
the century.
Yep.
She's going to get it. And then vice versa. And then, but he gets a little bit more defensive. Like if I'm mad at her, he'll be like, cut her some slack. You're too hard on her. I'm like, I'm not too hard on anybody. Like, what do you want?
I get the other way around. Like, you're not hard enough on her. They both think I'm too nice to each other. They think I'm too nice to the other one all the time. And I'm nice to all of them, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, I have a favorite of your kids. I don't know, though. I have to say, like, Mal and them are, like, in the running. I got to tell you the truth.
Well, Molly is my singleton, my baby Molly.
She's doing it.
Everybody forgets about Rebecca, including me sometimes.
That's not nice. But I didn't know Rebecca as a baby, so it's not. Yeah, but she's not my favorite.
Old. And she hasn't lived in this house in forever. She has her own kids.
She messaged me last night, by the way.
Oh, what'd she say?
She was asking about my bottle demo. And she was like, what did you pick? So for those of you that don't follow me personally, I never post anything, by the way. I'm really bad on the social medias. But I just took a bottle feeding class and we were tasked to drink out of 6 baby bottles, of which I did. And I did have a preference. I will not be discussing it publicly. I will write an article about it. Because, the funny thing about that is, totally off topic, but there really is a bottle for the job. So that's why it's like, well, I have a preference. It's like, what am I making? A margarita in it? Like, like it's not the same. But I now know when I have a baby that does have a little bit of maybe like too much cheek fat and they can't get a nice fishy face, like I know that one. And then I know a baby who needs a slower paced bottle. I know a baby who might have a tongue tie. Like I now know the right tool for the job. And that's what this class was really about. So is there like a favorite bottle? In all sincerity, like swear on a stack of Bibles, I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite that I would say like as a professional, this is my favorite bottle.
Yeah.
I think that just like if you said as a professional, this is my favorite car. You
Yeah.
can't say that because what if it's a two-seater, convertible
Yeah.
Mercedes or a 9-passenger van? You need the
Yeah.
right tool for the job. So it's not
Exactly.
fair, which that's why I'm really not saying anything publicly because I know that if I say things once that
Oh, then
everybody will
you're
be
going
like,
to be like, but
that's
she
so
said,
bad. Yeah. And I'll be like, calm down. That's not necessarily for everybody.
yeah.
So I'm learning, guys. You can teach an old dog new tricks ish, is what I'm learning. All right. Back to
Back
our
to our
20s
lives.
and when things got easier. I also think now, hear me out. I know that me and you didn't have similar experiences, but I don't think that we had it worse than other people that we know with twins. So
Yeah,
I'm talking about the teenage years.
okay, teenage years. I think my twins were pretty easy on me,
Me too.
but I had a singleton before that who rocked my world. So I was prepped and raring to go. Like when my twins were born, Rebecca was 12. So she was just starting the teenage years. And then by the time Molly was born,
Yeah.
she was 15 and she was a different kid from 12 to 15. Like she hated me. She had a lot of teenage angst. There was a lot of issues. She was a real pain in the ass. Sorry, Rebecca, but you were. She
She knows
definitely
it. I don't think she doesn't know.
she paved the way for the other girls, and they were not anywhere as challenging as she was. Like the two of them together, they were pretty easy as far as teenage years go. Like they weren't like rebellious. They weren't like, screw you, mom, and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And we were also living in the middle of a pandemic when they were teenagers. So like part of it was they were stuck at home, which they hated. That was definitely a challenge.
But I think it wasn't like, truthfully, the pandemic was
It wasn't the
horrible for
worst,
my
though.
daughter, but it was great for my son. He loved it.
Abigail hated it. Emily enjoyed it.
Who knows?
She didn't hate it.
It's so bizarre. It's really bizarre how different people receive different things at certain times in our universe. And I think with our
Yeah.
20s, we just have double the exposure, like double the chances that things are going to go good or bad or indifferent.
And just because one kid likes something, the other kid's not gonna necessarily. There's no guarantee that it's like a guaranteed everything's going to go smoothly or everything's going to be a disaster.
Correct.
And you kind of have to deal with that and parent the kid that you have.
Yeah.
But then like things were definitely smooth for me for them in high school for the most part. Socially, they were pretty okay. Academically, they were great. But like I wasn't prepared for, even though for years I was told like, you better save all your money for college. And then college came last year and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's true. There's not enough funds and you still got to do this one more time. Do you think that it was easier, the whole journey, like through high school? Do you think that it was easier because they were two? Because you had Rebecca and you saw kind of that singleton adventure, right?
Yeah.
When do you think that things were easier because you know that your kids had backup? Where like Rebecca was an only child all by herself, like poor little Rebecca on an island, right? Of Long, my poor poopers. And then, but with the twinnies, I feel like having twins was easier.
Yes.
Because I guess your twins may not be so much, but like my twins really relied on each other. But did your girls do that? They really didn't. They're just like two singletons with the same birthday.
Yep. My kids are a weird set of twins. Do not depend on each other. They don't even talk to each other. Like one is away at school and the other one's here. Although Emily did drive out to see her the other day and brought her a pair of sneakers. But then she didn't see her. She actually didn't see her. She just left them there for her.
All right. I got all excited for nothing.
Yeah, no.
I thought maybe that was a turning point.
No, it's just like it's more Abigail. She is more like in her own world. She thinks that the world revolves around her, and she's definitely in her own.
She doesn't want to be my friend. I tried.
Anybody's friend. She doesn't want to be my friend. Don't worry. It's not you. It's her. It's her. It's her. She will look back at this and be like, I was so dumb.
Yeah.
It's just who she is. She's just in her own world, like, hello, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Emily's more like me and like wants to be everyone's friend.
Yes. And she wants to be in the middle of it.
Yeah. She wants to know what's going on. Give me the drama. Give me the tea. They're just different kids. So yeah, like things were pretty smooth, but like senior year when they were in high school, they both wanted to go to every single function. And every other week I was buying a t-shirt and paying for a dinner, and they were going to some barbecue thing. And then there was another party and I was just bleeding money.
Yes.
which I kind of knew, but I didn't know.
I think it's just bleeding money at the same time for two. Plus, your kids went to the same school. My
Yes.
kids went to two different schools, two different dates, two different everythings.
Yeah.
It was chaos.
Yeah.
Too much. That was way too much for me. And I felt like that was like preschool again. Like, okay, Thursday night we have senior luncheon. On Tuesday afternoon we have tea with the principal. And then on Wednesday afternoon, it was like, what? I didn't even know where I was senior year.
Well, because my kids, even though they went to the same school, they were in different circles and did different sports and different activities. So I was their senior year. It was like every other day I had something to do at night during the day. I was like, what that? And I did feel like they were little and I was part of the PTA again in elementary school. Because when they were little, I was really big into PTA. And at one point when they were in 5th grade, I was literally at the school every day. I should have gotten a parking spot and I should have been on salary at that point.
I think 5th grade, I'm with you. That was the year for us too.
It was like this big thing. It was like the 5th grade committee and I was the chairperson. And I was at that school every single day. If I wasn't there, they were like, where is she? And it was ridiculous, the stuff I was doing.
Do you know what's so shitty? Because we said shitty, and so now we have to make it explicit anyway, so it's fine. But me and Monica were talking yesterday. So, guys, Monica has 2 singletons, whatever. That's why we don't talk about her much. But I met her from her daughter and son were in the same grade school as my 20s. And that's how we met. So, and Monica, and I could always rope Monica into doing any events at school. Like, I'd be like, we're going to do this. And Monica's like, okay. Like, she's the best, man. Always ready to roll. Do you know that all the events that we held at the school, they don't hold those events anymore? Like, once our kids graduated, they just stopped everything. Yeah. I think that's so crappy. We used to do.
Well, it's all about who's involved.
Yes, but like, come on, buck up. Buck up. And I don't want to hear parents say like that they can't do it. I do. And for all of you that are listening right now that are like, oh, you know, we can't, you can. Can't means won't. If you, yes, we sacrifice some salary. Yes, we sacrifice maybe even a vacation, as crazy as that sounds. But we sacrificed a lot because then I got to do things in a bigger picture. And they remember those so much more.
Yes.
I loved it. We used to do Fright Night, Cinco de Mayo. We had a bingo night.
Halloween nights. We had bingo night. We had, I don't know, also craft night. We had all sorts of stuff. But then I had to organize like a boat trip, a trip to Ellis Island. Like
we never went anywhere, so I didn't have to.
Oh, we did all sorts of crazy trips and fundraisers. We had a comedy show night. Well, oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah, we did Twizzlergrams on Valentine's Day where the kids could pay 50 cents and send a Twizzler to their friend with a little message.
Wait, are they out of the package or are they in like the saran wrap?
They're in the saran wrap. Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody licking my Twizzlers.
That was a pain in the ass. I would not recommend it though, because like we got like 400 of them in the night before. We're stuffing messages and like
so cute,
taping them.
We never did that. My favorite was, Monica brings it up all the time, the Cinco de Mayo that we did. I went to Costco and I got a bunch of chickens because regular like chicken breast was too expensive.
Chicken was cheaper.
Yes, and then I got
you into Costco.
It was so great. So I bought like 15 rotisserie chickens, and then I had some of the little old ladies from the neighborhood just come over and take all the meat off the bones. I was like, "Come on, Frances," whose funeral I'm going to on Friday. Aw, poor Frances. But she did, and Frances never had kids herself. I'd be like, "Guys, I need help." All the little old ladies in my hood.
I think because we're twin moms, we like to do these things because that's kind of like our social hour too, to get out and meet other.
Yes.
If I never joined my twins club, I wouldn't be here right now. I would never meet you. So that's something true. I always say, like, please join a twins club.
You have to. Yes. Mandatory.
You have to find your people.
Absolutely. And if you don't have one locally, then join ours because that's another way to meet people. And so in the city for the boob ladies that I work with. So whatever, guys, different story, different day. But I have a support group. And so now my local twin moms join my singleton moms, and it's kind of a free-for-all. So last week we had a big discussion on newborn sleep. And I felt a little bad for the singletons because I know that I geared it really towards twinnies. Yeah. Because I had like 4 twin families there. But I think, you got to find your people. But those families, like one lives in Brooklyn and one lives in Houston, but they joined and they are now friends. So it doesn't even have to be somebody that's in your little geographical area. It could be somebody just that you just need to connect with. But
Yeah.
you do need
I
that.
think,
We did
I
need
think
that.
part of me going and being a part of the PTA and doing all those things
Yeah.
was part of me getting out of the house
Yeah.
because I needed it. I had
Yeah.
a little more free time on my hands and I was like, I need to do something. And it was,
doing
I
that
got to
stuff.
see other adults, even though they were teachers and they were working, or even the
Yeah.
custodian. I became friends with Mr. Tom, the custodian. They all knew me, the security guard, the little old lady who checked me in and checked my ID every single day, even though she knew who I was from yesterday and the day before. You know, it was kind of a way for me to get out of the house, which is
Yeah.
really sad to say that I needed to do that, but it worked to my benefit. My kids got to
Yes.
see me every day.
Correct.
I was selling like pretzels during lunch to make
Yes.
$52 to put towards something. So that was
Did
my way.
did your mom do
No.
PTA stuff?
Nope.
Did your grandmother?
I doubt it.
You know what's interesting? My mother did nothing.
My mother did nothing. She went to work, came home,
Yeah.
and that was it. She made
That
no
was
friends
it.
in the neighborhood. She made no friends she had her friends from the city that she was
Yeah.
still friends with. And that was it. She made no effort in assimilating to Long Island, even though that's where she chose to raise me.
That's an interesting thing.
She would
But
work in the city.
And so she just had her city friends. No, my
Yep.
mother had a fairly nice social life. I do have to say they played cards every Friday in my grandmother's kitchen. And so it would be like her cousins from down the block would come over, but
nice.
I could never stay up there because they would smoke like chimneys and I would get
Think back in
migraines.
the day.
Oof. It was like,
My mom
how do
was a
I
smoker,
not
though.
have more diseases just from the smoke that I was around as a child?
I think my sinuses were definitely affected from all
Yeah.
the
Generationally, we
secondhand
should be
smoke.
just broken, like
Broken-
respiratory.
Well, we are.
That's crazy. But my grandmother volunteered at my grade school, not my mother. My grandmother was there every day and everybody called her nanny. And she would basically stand and yell, "Someone's up the stairs, so you got to go slower. It's hold the railing, one step at a time." That's all she did, literally.
Well, I was like hardcore in the PTA only through elementary school. The second those kids walked into middle school, I was like, I'm done. I just was like, I'm done. I don't have the time.
Yes.
I wanted to do other things. I was starting to become a doula and I was like, it's done. I can't do it anymore.
Maybe that's the level up because that's when I was done too. Was middle school, sixth
Middle
grade.
school, I was just like,
they were just
done.
whatever. Good luck, Knuckles.
Well,
That's a you problem.
And like it was different in middle school. Like they didn't want parents
Correct.
up there. They were just like, okay, help us organize this dance on a Friday night. And that was it.
Yeah.
Just show up on Friday night with the baked goods and the bottles of water.
Did you have dances when you were in middle school and grade
Not
school?
like they have now, but yeah, we had a few, but not like they have now.
I remember literally like my first slow dance in 8th grade. Maybe it was 7th grade. And it was like Debbie Gibson. Ah, what a
Yes.
memory.
Yes.
Are you friends with people on Facebook from middle school?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Me too.
I'm friends in person with people.
I'm so glad I didn't marry that person that I danced with. That's all I have to say.
Well, I've danced with a few fools too. Thank God.
Hello, you had babies with a few fools too. That's what was happening with you. That's that. Your mother should have volunteered more. Maybe you wouldn't have Rebecca when you were 16.
Dan says I didn't pay attention in health class.
That's why I love him.
Side note, everyone, I
the
was a
same
teen
time.
mom. I was a mom at 18.
It's okay. I don't hold it against you. I mean, maybe he did, and maybe if he did a little bit more, you wouldn't have been pregnant. Guys, you deserve that. It was an explicit episode. We've already decided. All right, so the moral of the story is, because we're now talking 4.5 hours, we're going into our 5th hour of this podcast. I think, honestly, for those of you that are listening right now and your kids are little, listen, we get it. Lauren and I know better than most. And I also think that the reason why Lauren and I are extremely the best people to talk about this is because we live in birth. We live in the birth world. So we never you know how you could shut the door on things and be like, I'm never going to remember them when they were babies. We choose to live in a space where we deal with babies.
And I always tell all of my clients, like, this will be a fuzzy memory one day. And a lot of our memories are fuzzy. We kind of remember the chaos.
Yes.
We don't remember that every single day. Maybe one day out of the whole year, you might remember the chaos because it was really traumatic or whatever it may be. Oh, can I tell you a funny story once?
Yes.
About how I lost a pizza pie?
No, tell me an unfunny story. Want to only hear those. Do you have a depressing one to chase that?
So I was basically, not that I was a single mom, because I wasn't a single mom with the twins and Molly. So I was like, I'm not cooking dinner. And I didn't have any cash on me. This was 16 years ago. So Molly was like 3 months old. The twins were 3. And I was like, the kids wanted pizza. I wanted pizza. I was like, okay, but I couldn't order it and have it delivered. Like, this is before they would take like a Apple Pay or something. And I had no cash. It's literally like 2 blocks from my house, the place. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put everybody in the car and we're going to go get our pizza. I ordered it. I pick it up. Now I have Molly in the little bucket seat, and I have 2 twins, 3-year-old twins. And this is a super busy road, Little East Neck Road, super busy. And it's the storefront door and the road are like 10 feet from each other. Scary. So I'm holding one baby, I'm holding a hand, I'm hoping that I get the other hand and a pizza as I'm walking out the door.
Lauren, okay, go on.
So the twins start running. I put Molly in the car seat down on the sidewalk. I put the pizza down on the sidewalk. I run, I grab the 2. I throw them in the car. I throw Molly in the car. I get home. I left the pizza on the sidewalk.
Of course you did.
And I just left it there.
Oh my God. I
was so mad.
I feel that
so
story.
Mad. I was so mad. The chaos. I was just like, I felt so defeated. So defeated. So now when I can go get my own pizza, I'm so much happier.
I know.
And it was just, I was so exhausted. And at that point, I was just like, I guess we're having peanut butter and jelly for dinner.
Yeah. All right. Well, literally in classic Twiniversity fashion, my hard drive is full. So we had to abruptly stop that conversation and we're just praying that it saved it. But I was saying that, do you wish that you had more joy? Because that's what I hope for people. And when,
I tell people, like, try to enjoy this time of your life. It's a season of your life. And it's almost impossible to enjoy it.
It really is.
It's really difficult.
No, it's horrendous. And the thing is, I say it, but that's why I think both of us do what we do, because we're trying to make sure that people don't make the same mistakes that we make, which my therapist will tell me that's not a real thing and we can't change the past. But I feel like I am healing the version of me that was so much on the struggle bus that every time I help a new family with twinnies, with singletons, with trippies, with quin squads, whatever, I feel like it fixes me a teeny tiny bit and makes me have a little bit more peace.
I agree. Maybe it's just our own therapeutic way of dealing with our past.
Look, I just got a nipple stuck to my skin.
Oh, look at that. You're going to make yourself get one of those cupping marks.
I'm going to try to do that. Guys, you're missing it. Make sure you watch the YouTube video. It'll be up there. So the moral of the story is it really gets good. We promise you. We promise you it gets wonderful.
We're getting together this weekend without dealing with our kids.
Look at that.
Happen.
Yes. And we knew that this was going to get here. We just had to hold tight.
Stay the course. It was just like, and we had little glimmers of freedom. Not that motherhood should be this horrible thing that you should want to run away from.
No.
You have to have a feeling of yourself.
Yeah.
Because there was a you before there were the twins.
Yep.
And there will be a you. It might be a little bit different version of you.
Yeah, it's much different, but it's still pretty damn good though. I gotta be honest.
It is.
How about this? Without sounding conceited, I feel so good because I feel like I climbed a personal Everest making it through that.
Yes, we definitely need to celebrate the fact that we've survived.
Yeah. But that's so crappy. Like, I want to say we should do better. All right. We're going to do better. We're going to see each other this weekend. And I think we're going to film a bonus podcast episode when we're together on the porch with a little Tito's and soda.
Something. Yeah.
Tell me what I got to bring. You really do actually have to tell me what I have. I have a whole bag of stuff that I put together that I ordered on Amazon for us.
Whatever.
Right. We will end this episode here and we will say namaste. It will be okay.
Continued.
But yes, we have a part 2 to this episode, but it really gets good. If you never hear me and Lauren again, we just know that we promise you, it really gets better. And you got to just make it through. You got to do what you got to do to get through today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just worry about today. That's it. Make it to bedtime. I just needed to get to 7:30. And then if like when they were little, I just needed to make it till 5:30 a.m. Those were my two big like milestones. Like, could I make it through the night? When 5:30, the news would come on and I'd be like, I made it. And I'd make and then I'd be like, okay, maybe I'll sleep today. And then when they were bigger, I just have to make it to bedtime. That's it. I just got to get there. So
now
you
they
will
put
make
us
it.
to bed. Now they put us to bed.
Literally. I don't even wait up for them anymore. And I'm like, good luck, whatever. My son did another country. Hello, for God's sake. You want to talk about letting go? Hi, leave the country and go live there for a few months. All right, guys, if you need us, email us, community@twiniversity.com. Slide into our DMs. Anything else you want to leave them with before we lose this recording now?
That's it.
All right, kids. Until next time, guys. See you later, alligators. Thanks for listening.